Good morning. So we are going to work on constructing equilateral triangles, a square inscribed in a circle, and a hexagon inscribed in a circle using GeoGebra. Okay, so I'm using geogebra.org/classic. So I'm going to go here first to settings. I'm going to unclick the show axes and unclick the show grid. Okay, so for equilateral triangle, so we're going to use a point. Okay, so we're going to do a point. Put a point anywhere here. I'm going to put it down here so we can do our, and then we want to do, so you can do a segment. Okay, so I'm going to click that point and I'm going to add another point here. I'm going to click the X to go out of this. Okay, so now we want to do, so they give us the length of the segment AB. Notice right here is 6 1400. So we are going to do that. Okay, so we're going to use the center and radius. A circle with the radius tool. I'm going to go here to A. Okay, and we want our radius to be 6 1400. For our circle, we click here. I want it to be a dashed line, okay, because this is part of our construction. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to my other side to B, center and radius. So I'm going to go to here to B, and I'm going to put in that 6 1400 again. Okay, and that's constructing our two circles. And now what we're going to do is we're going to construct segments. So I'm going to go over here to segment. So a segment from here down to A. I'm going to change the color because this is part of our construction. Remember, you can also change the thickness of the line. Okay, and then I need to repeat the same steps. We are doing a triangle, so from up here from C, we connect C to B. Okay, and you should see, so all our segments are 6 1400, just like our first one, so AB. I'm going to do a different color. Okay, so that is how we construct our equilateral triangle. Remember to go up here. You want to save it, everybody, if you are doing, especially when you're working on your project, so then you can come back to it. Save it as a name. Okay, and then I'm going to click on new because I'm going to do our, we already did that step. Okay, so we click on new. Okay, so now we're going to do the square inside the circle. So our first step, everybody, is we're going to add a circle. So I'm going to go over here to circle. So circle through a point. Okay, I want a good size circle. I'm actually going to make it a solid line and also a little bit thicker because this is our first one. Okay, and then we are going to add a segment through the center. So go here, go to segment, and a segment through the circle, through the center. So we're basically adding the diameter, everybody, so it's going to go across. Okay, I'm going to make this a dash line because it is part of our, make it a little bit less. Okay, And then we're going to do, so now we're going to do our construct a perpendicular bisector just like we did, so center through a center point. So I'm going to pick either of those points on the edge of the circle. I'm going to construct a circle, so remember it has to go past the center, so past A. I'm going to make it a dashed line. Okay, so, and reduce the thickness so we can do that. Okay, then I want to do where I add a segment because I need to find the radius of that circle. So I'm going to do a segment from C, the center of that circle that we just did, so I can get the radius, which is 4 83/100. Then I'm going to go back up to circle. I'm going to click on the circle center radius tool. Okay, I'm going to go over here to B. On the other side of the diameter, I'm going to put in my point, so 4 83/100. Click OK. That's my circle. And now, do you see that I have my perpendicular bisector? Okay, so now I can put my segment. So it's going to go through where those intersected, right through. So I have my perpendicular segment through where those two circles intersected. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a point where the perpendicular bisector intersects and connect the 4 vertices. So we're going to do segments, and we're going to construct our circle. I'm going to change the color. We can do any color we want. Make it a solid line. Also make it a little bit thicker, everybody, because this is doing our square. Oh, let me go back. Sorry, everybody. Let's go to our next one. Sorry. Okay, click segment. We're going to do our segment. So from E to C, we want those to be solid lines. Make them a little bit thicker. Make them red. And then we just repeat this step. So we're just doing constructing our square. G to B, B to E, and we got our square, everybody. So remember, click on save. This is our square inscribed. So I think of it as it's inside a circle. Okay, and then we're going to click on new. We're going to do our hexagon. So the square and hexagon are hexagon's actually one of my favorites. Okay, so now we're going to add a circle. So I'm going to add a circle. I want this circle to be a solid line. So I want it to be a little bit thicker because this is our main circle. Okay. And then we're going to add a circle from the point. Okay. So we're going to add another circle. And you see it's just going to go through where that center is. And this one is a construction, everybody, so I'm going to make it a dash line. I'm going to also change the thickness so we don't see it as much. Okay, and then we're going to add a circle to where the second circle intersects. Okay, so do you see right here where that second circle intersects? We're going to add another circle. Let me go back a step, everybody. So you can also do, because we want to make sure these circles are the same length. Okay. And we actually want it to go a little bit past. Like, give me 1 second, but let's double check. H. Just want to make sure everybody I'm getting the right steps. Yeah, so it's going to go through. Okay. So everybody, if you need to always go back and double check, I did do the pictures on there so that you can look at them. Okay, so we're just going to do our circle again. It needs to go here, so where that intersects. Okay, remember C is the center of our circle. So let's say, okay, we same thing on the other side. So where the circle intersects that first circle. Okay, and it's going to go to A. Okay, and then we do the same thing again. So where the circle intersects. Ooh, I don't like that. Everybody, if you need to, like this one, I'm going to go back. So when you set the point for that circle, just make sure everybody that it's going to be like right here. And everybody, to make this more precise, we are going to use a segment. It'll just help you. So go here, segment, make it dash line. Okay, so our segment is 2 62/100. So that's what we're going to use for the radius for the rest of these. So I'm going to go back up here to the circle, and circle, center, and radius. I go here, and it's going to be 2 62/100. So everybody do those steps. Okay, and then I go here, well, that first intersects, and I'm going to put 2 62/100. I click OK. I go here where that circle intersects, our first circle, 2 62/100. I go here where it intersects that circle. I'm going to put 2 62/100. Okay, and then I'm going to go here where they intersect. I'm going to put 2 62/100. Click OK. And now we're going to go ahead and connect everybody. Okay, so starting at the first point on the circle's edge, we're going to connect the intersection points, everybody. So all these intersection points, everybody, we are going to connect. So we're going to do a segment. I don't want it dashed. I'm going to increase the thickness, everybody, because this is making our hexagon. So do you see where those circles intersect? I'm just going to put my segment. Okay, and that is our polygon, and it is a regular polygon with 6 62/100. So that if you wanted to find the perimeter for that one, everybody, you would just add, so it would be 6 times 2 62/100, because this is a regular polygon if you wanted to find the perimeter. Okay, everybody, and then we click save. Okay, so make sure everybody you're doing that when, especially when you're working on your project. And you've got this.